is perhaps this start today, and the reason that he would not be available for an all-star scenario for Charlie Manuel that might have kept Gallardo off the all-star team. He's certainly been a deserving candidate. Gallardo with a 3.27 ERA, sixth best in the National League and the best opponent batting average in the National League as well. And here come the Brewers as they hit the field at Miller Park. Brewers matching up against the best team in the National League in the first half. The Dodgers have a 6-game lead over the Giants. Joe Torre's club, 55 wins, only 32 losses, 23 games over 500. Here is Torre's Subway lineup with Furcal, Ethier, and Manny Ramirez at the top. Casey Blake, James Loney, and Matt Kemp in the middle of the order. Orlando Hudson, Brad Ausmus, and Clayton Kershaw rounded out. And for our Piggly Wiggly scouting report, we hear from the Brewer pitching coach, Bill Castro, on Giovanni Gallardo.
We talked about it, and he said he felt out of sync that day. He said that we had a day off the day before, and usually when he has a day off the day before, he needs to play catch, and he didn't do it. So he kind of felt like it was out of sync. And as the game went on, he started feeling better that way, and he just got to continue to do that.
Giovanni Gallardo certainly has become the ace of this pitching staff, and hopefully the second half he's going to be able to get some consistency, throughout that starting rotation. A 295 earned run average up amongst league leaders. He's only got the 8 wins. He's got the 4th most strikeouts in the National League, but unfortunately the 4th most walks as well. So hitters have to be patient in this game. Both Gallardo and Kershaw have a tendency to give up some walks.
Well, Gallardo coming on back-to-back losses. Defensively behind him, Ryan Braun, Mike Cameron, and Corey Hart in the outfield. Hart returns to the starting lineup. Bill Hall gets a call at third base today. Craig Counsell is at short. J.J. Hardy is a little banged up with a shoulder injury. Casey McGee and Prince Fielder on the right side with Kendall catching Giovanni today. Home plate umpire is Scott Barry. Jeff Kellogg is the crew chief. He's over at third base today. Mark Wegner and Tim Timmons, the other base umpires. Beautiful sunny day in America's heartland. And Gallardo ready to go to work against Rafael Furcal. And starts it with a strike, and away we go. Boy, just ideal baseball conditions today. 76 degrees, hardly any wind at all, and hardly any clouds in the sky. Days like this can be very tough on hitters with the high contrast, especially as the shadows start to creep out over home plate because of the roof line. That'll happen in about an hour or so.
And neither one of these two starting pitchers need any help, so they're going to be even more tough today.
Early offense might be at a premium, right? Now the Brewers winning last night 6-3 over the Dodgers. Los Angeles having a good road trip. They are 5-3 on their current road trip. Started in San Diego, took 2 out of 3 from the Padres. They took 2 out of 3 from the Mets, and have split so far here against the Brewers. Nice win yesterday, though, for Milwaukee, and a good bounce-back win for the Brew Crew.
And did a nice job getting on the board early, staked themselves to a 4-0 lead. As usual, the Dodgers coming back, but the big blow late in the ball game at J.J. Hardy, bases clearing double late in the ball game.
Mike Burns picked up his second major league win yesterday, beating Jeff Weaver, and Trevor Hoffman, the latest All-Star addition, with his 20th save. Dodgers won the opener 12-8. The Brewers were 3 outs away from a win in that game as well back on Friday night. So the Brew Crew feeling like they're playing well. They're starting to swing the bats well. And they open the day today with just 2 games to make up in the National League Central. Cardinals are playing a doubleheader today against the Cubs. Day-night doubleheader at Wrigley.
Yeah, long day for both of those clubs. We talked about yesterday's ball game. That bullpen outstanding last night.
Now Gallardo walks for call. Got ahead of him 0-2 and let him get away. And a leadoff base runner for the Dodgers. Well, prior to the game today, they're giving away the All-Star jerseys.
And the Brewers selected to the 2009 All-Star team, replacing injured Dodger Jonathan Braxton. Congratulations to Trevor Hoffman, Ryan Braun and Prince Fielder.
As Rob Edwards making that announcement before the game, Braun had an extra jersey to hand out. Nicely done. So Trevor Hoffman just announced today Jonathan Broxton, the Dodger closer, hurt his toe. He did pitch 2 days ago, and he just didn't look right. And now he is going to be unavailable for the All-Star game.
Well, I hope that Trevor takes that price tag off his jersey before he pitches.
No, it may go up.
Well, they're for sale down in the fan zone, so if you want one, pick one up.
Andre Ethier cuts through a fastball from Gallardo. Ethier is having a big season. He's having an all-star season with the power numbers. Dodgers have 3 selections, and of course Broxton will not be able to participate, so it'll be Orlando Hudson and Chad Billingsley, the Dodger representatives, at the All-Star break. National League lost 2 All-Star pitchers yesterday, Jonathan Broxton and Matt Cain. Cain was hit by a line drive yesterday, and he will not be able to pitch in the All-Star game. So Zach Duke of the Pirates has been added to the list.
It's going to be a very full clubhouse in St. Louis because, you know, guys that were initially on the team but can't play. I mean, I'd go, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Hang out.
And Broxton will go, and he'll be in uniform and participate in all the activities. One and 2 the count on Ethier.
And there's that curveball by Yo. It's been a good one. There have been times where he hadn't been able to locate it very well, but he's got 2 different curveballs. That's the one he throws for strikes, a called strike. Then he's got that harder one that he tries to put down in the zone for a swinging strike.
One and 2 to Ethier, and he fouls one away. Ethier with 18 home runs, 56 RBIs. Ethier has had a big series. He's homered in the first 2 games. Hit a solo shot in the first inning of Friday night's game, and then yesterday hit a solo home run in the 5th. Just missed. Boy, the strike zone is tight.
Yes, it is.
Not just today. It seems like all season.
You wonder why guys, you know, complain when they get called out on strikes. Talking about hitters. When the strike zone is that small, you got to be swinging the bats.
2 and 2 the count. Gallardo hoping for a ground ball here with Manny Ramirez coming up next. Ethier hangs tough. Brock, you mentioned it a little bit during the pregame show, Brewers Live today, but the pitch count has been of concern for the Brewers concerning Yovani Gallardo.
Hey, last time out against St. Louis, 5 innings, but 102 pitches. And Brewers shut out in that ball game. Matter of fact, the last 2 starts for Gallardo, the Brewers have not put a run on the board. That doesn't help him either.
Struck him out. Big curveball. A good early curveball from Gallardo. And it's strikeout number 1.
Yeah, there's that hard power curveball from Gallardo down in the strike zone. That's a dandy. That's been a pitch that has been very effective for him in his last 4 or 5 starts.
Here comes Manny Ramirez. Oh, and a great matchup early between Gallardo, the young talent, the young ace, against Manny Ramirez. Ramirez in this series has 2 hits. He's been on base 3 times. He hit a 2-run home run that put the Dodgers ahead on Friday night. That was a 6th inning home run for Ramirez. Last night he was 1 for 4 with a single.
Man, it's the first time that Ramirez has faced Gallardo in his career. Never seen him before. Just like Mike Burns last night. The only hitter in the Dodgers lineup today that has seen anything of Gallardo is Orlando Hudson. He's got 5 at-bats. That's it.
That was as a member of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Gallardo making his first ever start against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Ramirez into right center. Corey Hart giving chase. That one is well hit, and it's off the wall. That's a play that should have been made by someone. Ramirez is going to get a double out of it, but that looked like a catchable ball.
Yeah, that ball was up in the air a long time, did not hit the wall, and landed on the warning track. Corey Hart, I think, got a little bit turned around and lost sight of the baseball. You see him looking up. Not sure what happened, but Manny Ramirez takes a fastball down and in. This is what he does so well. He's looking at Cameron, that's the thing. And then he has no idea where the baseball is. He overran that ball by a big margin. My goodness. Well, Corey Hart hasn't been in the outfield for a while because of that foot problem. And a play that should have been made.
Instead, it'll go as a double for Ramirez. Second and third now for the Dodgers. And it's Casey Blake who takes a strike. Well, you hate to give away outs, especially when you retire Manny Ramirez.
Yeah, one of the best offensive teams in baseball does not need any help. A misplay in right, and Gallardo's in trouble. Not sure where these pitches are missing. That's now 3. That curveball was a good curveball right there. Scott Berry just taking a look at it and not calling it. Tell me where this pitch misses, folks. Man, that's not a strike. It's going to be a long day for these pitchers.
Now Gallardo has shown a good curveball here early. So typically that's a pitch that takes him a while to get going. Normally when he has this kind of curveball early in a start, he's going to have a good day. Yovari leading the National League in opponents' batting average. 190 the opponents are batting against Gallardo. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Second and third for Los Angeles. Should be 2 outs and a runner at first. A misplay on a bright sunny day here in Milwaukee. The 2-2, and Blake takes ball 3. Gallardo went just 5 innings in his last start. You heard Bill Castro talking about his last start, hoping to command the fastball a little better. Gallardo did strike out 6, but he walked 5 in the game. Second most he's walked all year. Gallardo has lost his last 2 games, but the loss against the Mets, he went 7 innings and gave up just 1 run while striking out 12 batters. Lost to Mike Pelfrey in an afternoon game here at Miller Park.
Yeah, Giovanni's been involved in 6 shutouts this year.
Another one that just missed. And Casey Blake is at first. Second walk given up.
Yeah, Gallardo has won on a couple of occasions, 3 times where the Brewers shut out the opposition, and he's lost 3 in a shutout. So you figure runs to be at a premium here today.
Dodgers have the bases loaded here in the first inning. And James Loney coming up. Loney, a .278 hitter, has 7 homers, 52 runs batted in. Loney extended his hitting streak to 10 games with a single last night.
That's a well-balanced offense for the Dodgers. When you talk about lefties and righties, they're sprinkled in amongst each other. They've got a couple of switch hitters in the lineup for Colin Hudson. You got Matt Kemp up in the order today. He's batting 6th. Brad Osmus in the lineup. He's down in the 8th spot. So a little bit of a juggle for Joe Torre when he's got his backup catcher in the lineup. These are the kind of innings that really hurt Yovani Gallardo. Sometimes it's early in the ball game, sometimes it's in the middle of the ball game, but high pitch count innings, and they take more out of you in the first inning because you're not quite loose.
Loney into center field, a little flare, and that one is going to fall for a base hit. Cameron bobbles it in center field, and another run is going to score. Boy, what in the world is going on with the Brewers defensively here? It's two misplays today, Hart and Cameron already, and 2 runs are in for the Dodgers.
Yeah, no way that Manny Ramirez was going to score had Cameron not overrun that baseball. So a couple of gift runs, a fastball. Loney gets jammed. He dumps it in front of Cameron in center. You knew 1 run was going to score. Manny Ramirez had to wait to make sure that ball was going to drop. Cameron took his eye off of it, and 2 runs in. Not a good start for the Brewers. Not at all.
It's going to be a single and an error. Cameron charged with the error. His second of the year as Gallardo faces Matt Kemp. Two to nothing Dodgers. Gallardo in a long battle here in the first inning, still just 1 out. Oh, and 2 the count. Kemp putting together the best month so far in the National League. Matter of fact, best month in the big leagues. His July, he's hitting .485, has 16 hits already this month.
This guy does everything very well. We saw him make a highlight reel play in center field. First game of this series on Friday. He can run, hits for average, hits for power, and a tremendous throwing arm in the outfield. That's going to be a good player for a long time.
Another 30-pitch first inning for Yovani Gallardo. Still a long way to go here. Needing a ground ball in the worst way as Kemp fouls it away. Had a better cut at that. Sluggish start for the Brewers. Corey Hart misplays a fly ball in right field that led to a Manny Ramirez double, and then an error by Cameron allows a second run to score. Into center field, Cameron in his tracks will make the catch, and Blake's going to tag, and the throw is late. Casey Blake makes it to third base, 2 outs in the inning, and the Dodgers have runners at the corners.
You can see Yovani's continuing to try and throw that curveball to get some consistency with it, able to get Kemp on a routine fly to center on that one. It used to be that Yovani would throw a lot of sliders. He'd throw some sliders and change-ups and mix in the curveball. But you know, right now, and he's in his last handful of starts, it's been fastball, curveball predominantly. We haven't seen too many change-ups. Change-up used to be a very big pitch for Yovani Gallardo.
And for the second straight start, another high pitch count first inning for Gallardo. Tough to bounce back from a first inning when you're up over 30 pitches. Hudson, a ground ball, going to be a tough play. Council's got a long throw, and it's in time. How about that play from Greg Council to win the inning? Dodgers get a pair. Brewers have work to do today. trying to get his ball club going offensively once again. He's got Jason Kendall leading off once again. Corey Hart back in the lineup today. Ryan Braun to the 3-hole. Middle of the order is Prince Fielder, Casey McGee, and Mike Cameron. Bill Hall back in the starting lineup. He's followed by Council and then Gallardo. And the Brewers have spotted Clayton Kershaw a couple of runs in the first inning.
And let's check out the Piggly Wiggly scouting report on big left-hander Clayton Kershaw. He's been on a roll. Outstanding work from 3-0 in his last 3 decisions. His team has won his last 5 straight starts. He's got the big curveball to go with a very good fastball. Throws in the mid-90s. Got to be patient, as we talked about. He's second in the National League in walks.
21 years of age, and what a talent he is. Kershaw has been on a roll here lately. Been almost unhittable. They don't break out the Sandy Koufax comparisons very often in Los Angeles, but with Clayton Kershaw, you're starting to hear a little bit of it, especially with his big curveball.
You'd hate to pin that on anybody to start making those references. No way you can live up to that.
No changeup in there for a strike. Kendall back in the leadoff spot today. He's hit leadoff in every game in this series.
Well, with Jason in the top of the order, whether it's a coincidence or not, the Brewers have put up some runs in this series.
Yeah, the Brewers with 8 runs and 12 hits on Friday. And then last night, Milwaukee with 6 runs on 9 hits. Kendall has been on 3 times in this series. 2 hits, and he was hit by a pitch. Bakken likes what Kendall's doing right here. He loves the fact that even if he gets down, he'll battle, he'll foul pitches off. See a lot of pitches from the starting pitcher.
Well, plus you get some consistency in the leadoff spot. You can throw Kendall in there against righties and lefties. You can't do that with Craig Counsell.
Inside a ball, 2-2 the count.
You can't have Counsell leading off against left-handed pitching. You got Counsell down in the order today at 8th.
No, and there are not many catchers who fit the bill as a leadoff hitter. Kendall certainly does. He hit leadoff quite a bit when he played for Maka in Oakland. He certainly hit leadoff a number of times in Pittsburgh as well, but who would know the strike zone better in his first at bat than Jason Kendall? Dodger defense, I should say. Manny Ramirez, Matt Kemp, and Andre Ethier. Casey Blake, Rafael Furcal, Orlando Hudson, and James Loney. And Brad Ausmus gets the call today for Russell Martin.
And you see the numbers for Kershaw. Big strikeout numbers. We talked about the walks. He and Billingsley, one of the other starters for this Dodger club, first and second in the league. Giovanni fourth in walks. You got to run that fine line between being patient because he'll walk a batter, but jumping on an early fastball because he's got such a good curveball. Talking about Kershaw.
Kershaw coming off a win against the Mets his last time out. He went 6 shutout innings and only gave up 3 hits to the Mets. He's been much better at home than on the road this year as Hart drills one deep right center. That one's well hit, and that one is going to be out of here. Or is it? No, it's off the wall. Hart on his way to third. He falls down, and now he is safe at second. Yikes. What a play.
Boy. Yeah, he was huffing around second base. I mean, he was moving pretty good. Yeah, remember, he's got a problem with his foot. He fouled a ball off his foot a few days ago. He hasn't started in a few games. Looked like he was running pretty well that time, but went down in a pile once he got by second base, but was able to get back before they tagged him out. Pretty close play. Well, a high fastball away from Corey, just a flick of the wrist, and he drives it off the wall in right center. Kind of got messed up on the bag. His footwork a little bit messed up and barely able to get back to second base.
Now Hart says he has had no trouble running in a straight line. It's making the cuts and the lateral movement that gives him trouble. And fortunate to be back into second base.
Corey's had a kind of an interesting first inning.
So is his play-by-play announcer. I thought that was out of the ballpark. I've never been fooled by a sun field, but
the
that
shadows
one got
a little bit. You know, right out there in the wall where that ball was hit, it's kind of dark. You got the shadows out there. You lost it. I don't blame you. I lost it too.
I'll see if Braun can drive him in. Bouncer off of Kershaw. He recovers and throws him out. Second out of the inning. Well, here comes Prince Fielder. He unveiled the news today about his home run derby pitcher. Take a listen.
Right now, I think it's going to be Casey. So, but I don't know yet. We're going to go find out right now, matter of fact.
All right, what's going to determine that, Prince?
If he can just throw nice strikes.
He might take his teammate with him, Casey McGee.
How about that? That'd be a first.
Casey's up for it. He's not doing anything anyway. Sure, Ken Maka might want Casey McGee to just take it easy a little bit.
Yeah, Prince gets on a roll. He might have to throw 100 pitches. That would be an interesting move, having a teammate throw BP to you. That's never been done, has it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, normally bring a coach or, as we talked about, you know, agent, friend.
Fielder quickly down, no balls and 2 strikes. Firestone leaderboard up above. Check the National League on base percentage leaders. Pujols leads the way, but Fielder is right there with him. .439 on base percentage for Prince Fielder this year. Braun's on this list as well. Just outside the top 5. Fielder up there with Corey Hart at second base.
Well, he's shown a lot of respect for Prince Fielder. I'll tell you, ordinarily in a situation like that with Ryan Braun up and Prince coming up, we got a hard throwing lefty out there. You'd be a little bit careful with Ryan, but they went right after him.
Fielder takes one high and tight, and it's 2-2. And there are some teams that would pitch around Fielder in a spot like this with a base open at first. But the Dodgers are going to take their chances lefty on lefty here.
I got a message from the press box. Mike Vasallo sending me a text message saying that Paul LaDuca threw to David Wright one year.
There you go.
There you go. Mike Vasallo once again, Brewers Media Relations Director, right on it. These guys are something.
Sharp. Fielder lays off, and he's worked the count full.
And the reason I give him credit for it is because if he's wrong, I don't get blamed for it.
That's right. You don't want to use that as your own. Outstanding set of game notes today, by the way. They managed to get the Trevor Hoffman note in the game notes. That was kind of a last minute thing, you know.
Yeah.
Named to the All-Star team. Of course, the notes just came out before first pitch, but they're in there.
Backhanded compliment.
It's good stuff in there on Trevor Hoffman. You know, you can read the game notes if you like. There's Mike Vasallo and John Steinmiller texting away. Who else we got out there? Ken Spindler.
No mailing it in before the All-Star break for those three.
Three amigos. Full count to Prince with 2 away. Down in the dirt, Fielder draws the walk.
Amazing how patient even left-handed pitchers are with Prince Fielder. He's been so good against lefties this year. Everybody knows it. It really didn't matter. See Kershaw going down in the pile. So it's been a rough one so far for the guys out there in the first inning.
Had a Mitch Williams look about it right there, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
2 Texans, Gallardo and Kershaw, both from the same area, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Kershaw from Highland Park. and Giovanni Gallardo from Fort Worth. Those two cross paths in high school, both drafted out of high school. 23-year-old Gallardo, the 21-year-old Clayton Kershaw. Well, McGee with a chance here to get the Brewers on the board in the first inning.
Nice sluggish start by both of these pitchers so far. Kershaw at 22 pitches already.
Casey with 6 homers this season, 27 RBIs, comes in with a .329 batting average. And he's able to lay off. Checks his swing according to Tim Timmons. And McGee has worked the count in his favor. Hart at second with a double. Fielder at first. He walks with 2 away. And now McGee trying to get the Brewers on the board and answer a Dodger 2-run first inning. Fastball right by him.
95 miles an hour, and Kershaw saying, all right, enough of this. Breaking balls and nibbling on the corners. He threw it right down the middle of the plate.
Mike Cameron would be next. See what Kershaw gives McGee here in a 2-2 count. Fastball missed. Man, oh man. That is some kind of tight strike zone by Scott Barrett.
They put it right where Ausmus wanted it.
Barry's hearing it from both sides. The Brewers may have caught a break. Rally chicken is up. 3-2 with 2 outs. Runners go, and McGee takes ball 4. And Brad Ausmus barking at Scott Barry a little bit as he heads to the mound.
Now that pitch clearly out of the strike zone, and we talked about it. Both of these guys have a tendency to walk batters, and that's been a factor here in the first inning. Only 2 walks for Kershaw, 2 walks for Giovanni Gallardo. Big difference in the first innings, however, is the defense for the Brewers.
So Rick Honeycutt, the Dodger pitching coach, out with a quick word. Kershaw has loaded the bases here with 2 away. 2 young hurlers in early trouble this afternoon.
A good trip by Honeycutt. Sometimes the young pitcher get rattled. You know, if he feels as though he's being squeezed a bit, just go out there and tell him to relax and just make your pitches. Follow Ausmus, you'll be fine.
Well, bases loaded for Mike Cameron. Cameron actually hits right-handers better than he hits lefties this season. Kind of a statistical anomaly. That one missing badly inside. Now, if you're Mike Cameron right now, you're almost at the point where you're going to make Kershaw throw you a strike.
It's one of those fine lines as we talked about, because right now you figure Kershaw's going to give him one right down the middle. Question is, do you take it or do you go after it?
Cameron goes after it, and he fouls it away. Ball and a strike. Mike Cameron has 5 career Grand Slams, but hasn't had one since the 2007 season. He was a member of the Padres then. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 2 balls and a strike. And Clayton Kershaw will be throwing his 30th pitch of the first inning.
It's almost as if you go up there and you say to yourself, he's going to throw 4 pitches out of the zone before he throws 3 strikes. It's kind of the way it's been going for both of these guys so far.
Cameron fouls it away, and nothing but fastballs coming from Kershaw here. No, it's early, but a big spot. Trying to answer a 2-run Dodger first. The Brewers can do a little damage here in the bottom of the first inning. 2-2 with the bases loaded. And Cameron takes ball 3. Well, now all 3 base runners will get a head start. And they are on their feet early here at Miller Park. 3-2, 2 outs in the first inning. Cameron Chase, ball 4. Down he goes on strikes. And the inning is over. In the first inning for Los Angeles, and a little fun at the ballpark. Plenty of animals represented yesterday. You got the wolf, you got the gorillas, Chewbacca. Good to see Chewbacca here again, and the chicken. The Brawnana. So animals and fruit well represented here at the ballpark today again. Brad Ausmus leads off for the Dodgers as we play in the second inning. Brewers strand the bases loaded in the first. Kershaw with a strikeout. Unable to score in the first. Dodgers get 2 in the top of the first. A misplay on a Manny Ramirez fly ball. It turned into a double. And then an error by Cameron allowed Ramirez to score the run. Ausmus gets the call today, day game after the night game. Joe Torre giving Russell Martin the day off prior to the All-Star break. And Ausmus is down quickly. 3 pitches from Gallardo, and he has his second strikeout.
I just hope that Yo is going to be able to have better command than he did in the first inning. Well, so far so good. Right on the outside corner, and a very defensive swing by Ausmus.
Gallardo with a 33-pitch first inning. Facing Clayton Kershaw here, and he pours a strike in there. Kershaw, a first rounder in the 06 draft. Quick rise to the big leagues as well. Kershaw made his major league debut last year as a 20-year-old. Little bouncer out to Billy Hall. And 2 gone in the inning.
Hey fans, if you can't catch the Brewers on FS Wisconsin, you always catch the game on your computer with MLB.tv. That features 100 out-of-market games every week live on your computer, and you can catch those you've missed on demand. For details, go to Brewers.com.
Beautiful Sunday afternoon in Milwaukee. The Brewers and the Dodgers wrap up the first half. Already past the halfway point on games played, but this is the way baseball does it. The All-Star break kind of draws the line in the sand. This is game number 88 for both teams today of the 162 game schedule. And the Dodgers will have to be in protection mode the rest of the way. They have a 6-game lead in the National League West. Giants have won 3 in a row in the Western Division. Little day baseball in Milwaukee, and Yovani Gallardo has been very good during the daytime. Afternoon games, Taco Bell who's hot. Gallardo with a 1.36 ERA in day games.
And not sure what you could say about the success that Gallardo has had in day games, but his night game success isn't too bad either. 295 overall earned run average. Had he been able to get a little bit more run support, Yo could conceivably have 11 wins. Of course, a lot of pitchers could say that. Position players typically do not like day games, particularly day games after night games. You just don't feel like you're fully awake. Kind of takes you out of your rhythm a bit.
And it's not a laziness situation. It's your body's in such a routine, such a rhythm. You have to dial things up a lot earlier, and your body's not quite ready. You know, when you play this game every day, it's a little shock to the system at first.
Baseball players, like most athletes, are creatures of habit. They like to do the same thing at the same time every day.
Gallardo walks Rafael Furcal, a 2-out walk. Second time Gallardo has been ahead of Furcal with 2 quick strikes and lost him.
Yeah, Furcal, one of the guys in this lineup that you just don't want to walk. I mean, he's not got a lot of power. He does hit a home run in this series. He hit that one. That was last night. Hitting about 260. That's a guy you got to throw strikes to, if anybody in this lineup.
Gives Andre Ethier a chance to swing the bat here in the second inning. And a strike from Gallardo, a fastball. Ethier was just on the verge of playing for Ken Maka in Oakland when the Athletics traded him for Milton Bradley during the 05 season. Ethier was in the Athletics minor league system, big prospect.
It's a good deal for the Dodgers. Boy, Milton Bradley's been bouncing around ever since, and this kid has a chance to be a good one.
Ethier with 18 home runs this season. Outstanding right fielder, has a great arm, and he's found a pretty good spot in that lineup ahead of Manny Ramirez in the 2-hole. A soft fly ball, Cameron coming in, and he'll run it down for the out. And a good inning for Yovani Gallardo. Brewers coming up, down 2-0.
inning. Trevor Hoffman named to the All-Star team this afternoon. He's being honored by the rest of his bullpen mates by a candy arrow made for him, pointing to him as if we don't know who Trevor Hoffman is. But it's so funny because it's just so many different routes to the All-Star game. I caught up with Ryan Braun. He said he'll take a flight after today's game, which is pretty normal. But Prince Fielder, he is going to rent a limo bus and pack his family as they're going to drive down to St. Louis. Ryan Braun is going to meet 15 of his family members, and Prince is going to just pack up the family and drive down. So we'll see if Trevor Hoffman can put half on the gas or something and maybe pack his family in and ride down with Prince, guys.
All right, good stuff, Telly. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Trevor Hoffman does. I mean, they're having to scramble. I bet his family at this very moment putting together their plans to head to St. Louis. Bill Hall jumps on the first pitch and pops it up into shallow right center. It's Ethier who makes the catch for the out.
Well, driving to St. Louis from here, an easy jaunt. I mean, really not a big deal. It's about 5 hours, and when you've got the whole family, you've got other family members that are going to be joining you, it's a lot cheaper to drive down than it is to fly everybody down. A lot less hassle.
Trevor was happy that his family can be a part of it. His boys, they're old enough now where they can start to remember these experiences. Hoffman was last an All-Star in '07. So I know his sons are looking forward to the home run derby. They'll all be hanging out on the field. We see his sons all the time. They hang out at the ballpark and shag fly balls. Was good ball players, all three of them already.
Yeah.
So a good day for the Hoffmans.
I bet they all had pretty good changeups too.
It's got to feel good for Trevor. The Padres basically wanted to go in a different direction. They wanted to go with Heath Bell as their closer, and that was the right choice. Heath Bell is an All-Star as well. Really only two teams that were wanting the services of Trevor Hoffman, the Dodgers and the Brewers, but the Brewers came on stronger in Trevor's opinion, and he ends up being an All-Star in a Milwaukee Brewer uniform. The first time he's been an All-Star in anything but a Padres uniform.
That's amazing what he's been able to do. It really is. 20 saves, and he missed the first month. A third walk by Kershaw. Let's see why this guy is so tough to hit. I mean, you're not sure what you're going to get. I mean, the ball moves a lot. Sometimes he really doesn't have much of an idea where it's going. Both of these pitchers amongst league leaders in opponent batting average. Effectively wild.
Yep. And there is, you called it last inning, there's that fine line because you go up there and you're thinking about taking some pitches, making him throw a strike, but who knows, that might be the only hittable pitch you get.
Yeah.
Billy Hall swung at the first pitch, popped up. Counsell works the walk, and it gives Gallardo a chance to drop a bunt down and get Counsell into scoring position. Kershaw makes the play, gets Gallardo, and a good bunt. Giovanni with a sacrifice, and Counsell into scoring position. Third sacrifice bunt for Gallardo this year. See if Kendall can cash it in with a base hit and an RBI.
Been a rough year offensively for Gallardo. He got off to a pretty good start with a couple of homers, but since that time it's been a tough go for him, but able to drop that one down. It can't be easy to bunt against this guy either. You're not sure if he's going to put one right on the outside corner or knock you down with one.
Two to nothing Dodgers. Brewers have a runner at second base with 2 outs. And Kendall takes ball 1. Second at bat for Kendall against Clayton Kershaw. Big velocity from the left-hander. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. He was hitting 94, 95 in the first inning. Coming out of the bullpen throwing darts.
I haven't seen too many curveballs yet. And that really is one of his best pitches. And throwing more changeups so far today. I like Brad Ausmus back there. You talk about a solid defensive catcher. Doesn't throw as well as he used to, but very smart back there behind home plate. Perfect guy to have as your backup. Doesn't expect to play a whole lot. It's not going to hurt you too bad defensively. You lose a lot of offense. We don't have Russell Martin in the lineup, though. Maybe Ausmus has a plan with that curveball today. Maybe wait later in the ball game, break it out.
1-2 to Kendall. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kershaw has struggled on the road in his first couple of seasons. You can expect that from a young pitcher, though. Had an ERA over 5 away from Dodger Stadium last year. This year his ERA is just under 5.
Talked about the role that he's been on. I mean, he's only given up 2 earned runs in almost 30 innings of work before today. Add another one to that, 30 2/3, 2 earned runs. It's not a bad stretch.
Kendall, a little soft pop up that'll bounce foul. Kendall hanging tough.
That's that curveball that we were talking about. Got in on Jason. Hasn't thrown too many of them. It kind of surprised Jason, I'd imagine.
It's amazing he can foul one off like that and not break his bat.
The way he pulls those hands in. Watch the hands come in. The hips open up and it makes contact. Gets a piece of it.
Stays alive. And a bouncer to Blake. And he's going to make the tag on Craig Counsell. Inning is over. To the third we go, 2-0. The Dodgers lead the Brewers. Farm and Fleet. You'll always find value at your local Farm and Fleet. By Piggly Wiggly. Shop the pig and save. And by Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin. All-star jerseys for Ryan Braun and Prince Fielder. No time to get Hoffman's ready, but you can bet there'll be some Hoffman All-Star jerseys for sale in the fan zone shortly. Those came right off the rack, by the way.
Yeah.
Those aren't just available to the players who make the All-Star team. You, too, could have one on your back.
Well, they'll get those tomorrow.
That's right. Manny Ramirez leads off. Top of the third inning, the Dodgers lead 2-0. 2 runs in the first. Gallardo should have had a better fate in that first inning. Ramirez reached on a double on a ball that bounced just shy of the wall in right center. Corey Hart lost it in the sun. There's probably a joke in there somewhere about Corey Hart and wearing his sunglasses only at night. Go ahead.
It's okay. It's been going on for what, 4 or 5 years now?
Ramirez lines one to left, a base hit. 2 hits today for Manny Ramirez.
They tried to bust him inside after starting him off with a slider. That covers both sides of the plate very well. Not one of the best hitters in baseball for nothing. Can't make mistakes to that guy. Left it out over the plate just a little bit, just enough for Ramirez to get the barrel of the bat on it.
Ramirez 15th on the all-time home run list. He tied Mickey Mantle with his home run here on Friday night. And he really hasn't missed a beat since coming back from the suspended list. 50 games on the suspended list. Since he's come back, he's hitting over 300 with 3 home runs and 9 runs batted in just 7 games.
And the Dodgers continue to put up runs in his absence. It's almost as if it's hard to even believe that they didn't even miss him. I mean, that's how good they were playing.
Casey Blake with a runner at first.
One thing I think it did for each and every hitter in that lineup was make them realize that, you know, even if Matty doesn't do anything in a particular day or even goes for a stretch, doesn't get any hits or driving any runs, the rest of the team good enough to get it done. Gives everybody else that confidence.
Dodgers will start the second half at home. Astros coming in. Dodgers are wrapping up a long road trip here today. Starting in San Diego, then New York, and now Milwaukee to finish. Foul ball from Blake. Los Angeles starts the second half with a long homestand against Central Division opponents. The Astros and the Reds will be in LA. The Brewers will be in Los Angeles in early August, August 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
That's a long road trip for the Brewers. San Diego, LA, and Houston.
Brewers start on the road. Cincinnati for 4, then Pittsburgh for 3. Blake into right field. That's well hit. Back is Hart near the wall, and he's got it for the out. Blake retired, the first out of the third inning. And it leads us to our carsoup.com email the booth question. What have been your favorite moments from the first half of the season? Alan in Milwaukee wants to hear from us on that. I think the Casey McGee grand slam is probably the moment that sticks out the most for me. After he committed an error.
Yeah, I've particularly enjoyed the Trevor Hoffman entrance every night here at Miller Park. A lot of those come from behind wins. The Brewers able to get off the deck. That game in Cleveland, we were able to erase a couple of big deficits and come back to win.
Yeah, the Brewers down twice, 5 runs in Cleveland. Fielder hit a grand slam to bring them all the way back. One of the highlights of the first half of the season. Trevor Hoffman started the year with 18 consecutive scoreless appearances.
I'll tell you, the series that I think that really turned the corner for the Brewers early on was when they went into Philadelphia and had really not had any success in that new ballpark and won 2 out of 3. I think that gave them a lot of confidence. They went on to have a very good month of May. That series happened mid-April.
Brewers went 18-10 in the month of May. After a 4-9 start, Milwaukee got on a good roll in May that included a sweep in St. Louis. Swept the Cardinals in their home ballpark, which doesn't happen very often. I don't know, maybe Telly Hughes sliding down Bernie's slide, that's up there in the top 5 for sure.
That got a lot of play all over baseball.
And a star was born.
All the highlight shows had Telly going down, following Bernie down that slide. That was Friday night.
Loney gets jammed. Chance for 2 here. Counsell to McGee. Nice turn at second. And Loney grounds into an inning-ending double play. 6-4-3. Gallardo gets through the 3rd. Works around a leadoff hit by Manny Ramirez. Brewers coming up. Bottom of the 3rd.
That is to accomplish that, and you know, Robin is probably the best Milwaukee Brewer of all time. So whenever you're mentioned with him for doing something positive, it's something that's it's pretty amazing.
Ryan Braun starting the All-Star game for the 2nd consecutive year, and only Robin Yount has done that in franchise history. Back in '82 and '83, Braun commenting on what that means to him. Brewers are going to have 3 All-Stars this year. Marks the 4th consecutive season that the Brewers have had at least 3 All-Stars. Hart gets under one. Manny Ramirez eases in, and he's got it for the out. So Braun and Fielder coming up here. Powerball home run leaderboard has Fielder with 22 long balls this season. What a half he's had. Ryan Braun 16 homers, 58 runs batted in.
Yeah, we talked on the pregame show about how important these 2 guys have been in the order. I mean, that's an understatement, certainly, but you know, when you consider the guys around them, how up and down and streaky they've been, those are 2 guys that Ken Mock has been able to count on each and every day. If it's not one getting it done, it's the other. J.J. Hardy's sitting this one out. He's one of the hotter Brewer hitters right now. Had a good day yesterday. A problem with his collarbone. He's sitting this one out, at least early on.
Braun looking for his first RBI of the series. Hardy injured himself yesterday while at the plate. He's available to hit. He can come off the bench for Ken Maka, but Maka wanting to give him some extra time, keep him away from shortstop a little bit, a demanding position physically.
They did it when he swung and missed at a pitch up in the strike zone, a high fastball last night. Middle part of the ball game, but later came up and hit that big double to give the Brewers a 3-run lead.
Yeah, Hardy with 2 hits last night, drove in a pair. Big sweeping curveball. There's that breaking ball you were looking for, Rock.
And one of the first ones that he threw was to Jason Kendall. Now he's starting to throw a little bit more. Oh, a big breaking curveball a la Boomer Wells. He had a pretty good one, but didn't throw nearly as hard as Kershaw.
We're on a little pop-up. Hudson drifting back. And he's got it. Acrobatic catch. Orlando Hudson makes a nice play.
Even pop-ups are carrying. I tell you, that ball that Casey Blake hit, the top of the inning, looked like a routine fly ball to right and had to take Corey Hart all the way back to the wall. And that pop-up fooled Hudson. He thought he had a good read on it, and it just kept going.
The Gold Glove All-Star second baseman for the Dodgers. That's what he just said. That ball just kept on carrying. Here's Fielder now with 2 outs. And a breaking ball strike. Fielder has 3 hits against the Dodgers in this series. 3 for 6. Walked a couple of times. And you could point to Fielder's success this year directly to his success against left-handed pitching this season. He's hit for a high average against lefties. Has 9 home runs against left-handers this year. 9 of his 22 have come against left-handed pitching in about half the at-bats.
And because he's patient, he's able to lay off that slider that's off the outside corner most of the time anyway against left-handed pitchers. Those are the pitches that really mess up a left-handed hitter. I mean, that's the pitch that if you lay off of, you're going to draw a walk, but sometimes you get that swing and miss. This is what we're talking about. What a season for Prince. All those numbers and a direct correlation between those 65 walks that he's been able to draw. When you swing another but strikes, your chances of getting a pitch to hit much better.
Well, Fielder strikes out, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Clayton Kershaw. We go to the 4th. The Dodgers lead 2-0.
July 28th, and only members can buy one ticket, get one free for that game. Visit a Guardian location for more details.
That'll be on the next homestand the Brewers will have. A couple of weeks away from Miller Park. Brewers don't return to Miller Park until the 24th of July. The Atlanta Braves will be here for 3. And then the Washington Nationals right after that. So it'll be a 7-game homestand. Gallardo and the Brewers trailing the Dodgers 2-0. 2 first-inning runs against Gallardo. James Loney had an RBI single. The other run was unearned. Mike Cameron committed an error. Brewers have just one hit against Clayton Kershaw. They had the bases loaded in the first inning against Kershaw and could not push one across. And he's locked him down since. Matt Kemp leads off for Los Angeles. Ball and a strike on Kemp. Gallardo has thrown 65 pitches thus far.
A good slider that time. That one had some good break to it. I'd like to see Yo throw that pitch a little bit more.
Well, similar matchups today. You've got 2 young pitchers and 2 veteran catchers behind the plate. Ausmus catching the 21-year-old Kershaw, and of course the veteran Kendall with the 23-year-old Gallardo. 2-1. A fastball fouled away. Gives you a good look at Gallardo's stuff. His fastball doesn't blow you away with the velocity. I mean, he's got a good fastball, 92, 93 miles an hour, but he hides it so well. Hitters don't pick it up. And even in a fastball count, he can put a fastball by you. A slider, Kemp chases, and Kendall will put the tag on him for the out. A strikeout for Gallardo. That is his 3rd of the game.
And the thing that makes him so tough is that he has such good command of his breaking pitches ordinarily that the fastball, when he puts it on the corners, much tougher to hit. It seems like it's a lot quicker than 92, 93.
Aflac! How about our Aflac trivia today, Rock? What 2 Brewers played in the 75 All-Star game held at County Stadium? And the All-Star game at County Stadium in 75 and right here at Miller Park in 02. 75 All-Star team.
Excellent question.
Orlando Hudson, an All-Star for the 3rd time this year. He's been an All-Star with 3 different clubs, Orlando Hudson. Blue Jays, Diamondbacks, and Dodgers. Pulls that one foul. Hudson's been struggling at the plate a little bit. Torrey dropped him down in the order, and he hasn't done much in this series. Hudson was 0 for 4 yesterday. 0 for 3 with 2 walks in the opener.
And he got off to a terrific start for the Dodgers. What a pickup he was.
Little soft liner out to McGee for out number 2.
Yeah, one of the guys in that All-Star game, I think, was Hammerin' Hank, wasn't he? Hank Aaron.
75. Be a good guess. Aaron was an All-Star every year but his first and his last. Had 2 decades of All-Star appearances. Brad Ausmus with 2 outs. Gallardo trying to retire the Dodger catcher, but he hits one deep into left field. Back is Braun, and Brad Ausmus has hit one out. Boy, the one guy you can't have hurt you in a spot like that. Ausmus hits his first home run of the year.
Man.
3-0 Los Angeles.
That's a killer. Number 8 hitters have done a ton of damage in this series for the Dodgers. Matt Kemp first 2 games, and now Brad Ausmus, who didn't look very good at the plate his first time up, got a fastball middle in, and he hammered it Out of here off the wall at Fridays. 3-0 Dodgers. Goodness.
First of the season, only his 5th run batted in. First home run for Brad Ausmus since September 28th of last season. Dodgers have enough weapons in their lineup. The guys you expect to control are the 2 guys at the bottom of the order today, Ausmus and the pitcher. So it is a big bonus for Los Angeles when they get production from the bottom of their lineup.
That just goes to show you in a major league lineup there really isn't a soft spot until maybe you get down to that pitcher. Brad Ausmus has had a very nice career.
Nice play, Billy Hall. And the inning is over. A 2-out home run from Brad Ausmus has the Dodgers on top 3-0.
To check in with the crew in the community. Today at Miller Park, the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Wisconsin is celebrating its 25th birthday. Prior to today's game, Corey Hart presented a $10,000 donation to the foundation, then also gave Sam, a 6-year-old, a tour of the clubhouse before Sam sang the national anthem. BA and Rock, we follow Sam and Corey around today, and we'll have more on that story. Wonderful kid, and a wonderful, wonderful day for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah, you bet. Sam did a great job with the national anthem earlier today as well. He brought this big crowd, this sellout crowd, to its feet when he was done. So good job, Sam. Good job, Corey Hart. And Brewers Charities, headed up by Lynn Sprangers. They do a terrific job, and they raise a lot of money for some great causes, including the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah, Bob Euchre has his annual fishing tournament down on Lake Michigan for Make-A-Wish. Great bunch of folks over there in that charity. Do great work.
There's Sam taking it all in. He's got a Stars and Stripes hat.
Got to tell you, I was a little nervous for the young man when he started.
The anthem?
Yeah, I wanted to make sure he didn't forget any of the words, but he didn't. It was perfect.
Sam keeping a scorebook as well. That'll be a good trade-off. Brewers would like to get something going here. They only have 1 hit. Corey Hart's double in the first inning. Dodgers with 2 in the first. By the way, both of those runs are earned runs. Assuming Matt Kemp's fly ball delivers the run. So that's 2 earned runs against Gallardo in the first, and then he gave up the home run to Brad Ausmus in the fourth. 3 runs, 4 hits given up by Gallardo. Clayton Kershaw has only given up 1 hit and has 2 strikeouts thus far, despite walking 3 Brewers. McGee pops it up. Orlando Hudson makes the call and the catch, and 1 away. Aflac trivia. What 2 Brewers played in the '75 All-Star game held at County Stadium? If you said Hank Aaron, that is a good guess. He played in the game. George Scott, Boomer, played in the game as well. Neither one of them had a hit. That was Aaron's last All-Star game. He was 41 years of age at the time. In his second to last season, which makes it his what season?
I forget. Something pent?
His penultimate season.
Penultimate season. There you go. I knew it was something pent. Next to last season, a lot easier for me. I like that, though.
Ball and a strike on Cameron. Cameron was a key batter for Kershaw in the first inning. Cameron was up there in a 3-2 count with the bases loaded and chased ball 4, but it was a pretty tough slider down and in from Kershaw. Kershaw struck him out to win the inning. Broken bat pop up into shallow center. Kemp will make the catch for the out. 2 away.
Only 1 hard hit ball for the Brewers so far today. That was that Corey Hart double, as you talked about. A lot of jam shots and swings off the end of the bat. You can see why Kershaw's had such good success. When he throws strikes, he's tough. Good live movement with his fastball. It looks like it has good life, finishes very well. Just a matter of throwing strikes with it. 95. Not too many left-handers throw that kind of velocity.
Hall breaks his bat, fouls 1 away. Now, John Winborn in our office in the Brewers front office, he's the vice president of information systems. He went to the same high school as Kershaw, and he sent us a note, Rock, talking about some of the notable sports alumni of Highland Park High School, including Matt Stafford, first overall pick by the Lions. And Kershaw was the center on that high school football team. Stafford was his quarterback. Chris Young of the Padres, also from that high school. Nice play from Hudson, and the inning is over. Question, wrapping it up today. Should the All-Star game determine home field advantage? W for yes, X for no. And we'll give you the final polls later today. We'll have the final results for you either during the game or Brewers Live postgame. It's up to the discretion of our wonderful producer, Chris Withers. See how the game's going.
It's all timing issues.
It's all about timing.
What it is. Only so much you can pack in.
Fifth inning, 3-0 Dodgers lead. For called, leads off, third time up against Gallardo. He's walked twice. Mike Cameron eases over, and it's out number one. Well, the Cardinals and the Cubs are in action. Cubs have broken it open 7-3 at Wrigley. Top of the eighth inning. Ethier swinging at the first pitch and a base hit. Fifth hit for the Dodgers, the first for Andre Ethier. Batting stance guy is back. Our Guess the Stance feature continues today. Let's check out who he's imitating here. That's a caricature of the person who actually swings like that, I would guess. Text us the name of whose swing you think that is. 234-234, keyword Brewers. Stay tuned to Brewers Live postgame for the answer. Now that answer will be on Brewers Live. That's a guarantee.
I know that one. I know who it looks like.
Really?
It's a former Brewer.
With the pants pulled up like that?
Yeah. Former Brewer. I mean, if it's not him, it's a spitting image of his stance. A former fantasy camp coach.
Okay. I should start paying attention more. I haven't been able to guess him.
I'm intrigued. I mean, I am.
Now that's why we brought it on board, Rock.
Just to entertain me.
Entertain the analyst.
Keep me occupied. So my mind doesn't wander.
Manny Ramirez with one away. Gallardo down 3-0. Brewers offense struggling for any kind of production, any kind of success against Clayton Kershaw. They've drawn 3 walks, but only 1 hit. Kershaw has gone through the last 2 innings, 3 up and 3 down. So he can't afford to go down anymore as Gallardo walks Manny Ramirez.
Hey, Corey Hart, Northwestern Mutual invite you to drop off new toys or game July 24th through the 26th during the Brewers Drive for Charity. Everybody gets a Corey Hart pin with every donation. For complete details, call 414-902-4000.
So 1 gone for Casey Blake. 2 on for the Dodgers. And a key inning here for Gallardo. Blake walked in the first. He flew out to right last time up. Sent one deep. Sending Corey Hart near the wall last time up. Blake acquired by the Dodgers last year in a trade they made with the Indians. Seems like as Casey Blake goes, the Dodgers go. You know you're going to get some production from Manny Ramirez on a day in, day out basis. But when Blake drives in a run, the Dodgers are 27-10. That one gets away from Kendall. And both runners will advance.
You know, we talked about this a couple of nights ago. Casey Blake last year was an 8th place hitter. You know, the offense that he has been giving the Dodgers has been quite a surprise. As that ball gets by Jason Kendall, probably one that he should have had, a fastball. I think everybody's surprised of the run production that Casey Blake has provided so far this year.
And Blake's driven in 54 runs and hitting the long ball once again. He has 12 homers. Little bouncer. That's going to bring in a run. McGee makes the play to first. And the wild pitch leads to a run.
And instead of a double play, it's a run. And a good pitch by Gallardo, and Blake just able to get enough of it to hit a dribble to second base to score Andre Ethier. Not hit very hard. If that wild pitch didn't happen, would have been a double play.
But that just goes to show you where Casey Blake is as a hitter right now. You know, he's a run producer, and he knows the Brewers are going to concede the run for an out, puts it in play and picks up RBI number 55 of the season. Dodgers take a 4-0 lead. Manny Ramirez over third for James Loney, who drove in the first Dodger run in the first. Line shot off the glove of Gallardo and into center field, a base hit. And Loney is driven in a pair. And Los Angeles now leads it 5-0.
Well, Yvonne Gallardo very lucky that didn't get a piece of him. That line drive right back at him, head high. Got a glove on it. Loney right back through the box. Check it out. Look out. You almost got it. Slowed it down a bit, but boy, that wild pitch really cost the Brewers in this inning. Cost them 2 runs.
And the second time Loney has delivered an RBI hit against Gallardo, who is having a rough day.
92 pitches, and we're not through the 5th inning. The back-to-back starts where he always had a problem with his pitch count.
Well, against a good offensive team like the Dodgers, they have taken advantage. Gallardo walked a pair in the first inning. One of them came in to score. And the walk here in this inning comes in to score. 5-0 LA. And here's Matt Kemp with a runner at first. Right to Bill Hall, and a line drive out to end the inning. But the Dodgers score twice. Brewers digging themselves into a hole. This is awesome. nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Well, it's been a tough day at the ballpark for the Brewers on a beautiful Sunday here in Milwaukee. 5 runs in for the Dodgers on 6 hits, and they lead 5-0. Meanwhile, Brewers offensively with only 1 hit against Clayton Kershaw. Craig Counsell set to lead it off. Batting out of the 8th spot today. Looks like Matt Gamble is going to hit for Gallardo. So Giovanni with a short start the day before the All-Star break. Counsell reached on a walk in the 2nd inning. And Kershaw finds a corner. Kershaw has walked 3 in this game, had 2 in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd.
He's been very fortunate that none of the 3 walks have come around to score. Giovanni Gallardo, on the other hand, 4 walks. 2 of them have come around to score. So those walks and that wild pitch, very costly. Top of this inning.
Yeah, the Dodgers getting 2 runs in the top of this frame. Kempes is over, and he'll make the catch in front of Manny Ramirez for out number 1.
A tough day at the office for Yo. Pitch count around 100 through 5 innings. The 4 walks, 2 of them come around to score. Really wasn't able to command that curveball today like he has had in the past in recent starts.
Well, you just wonder if Gallardo is going through a bit of a dead arm period. Every pitcher goes through it at some point during the season.
Yeah, but once again, the Brewers not able to put up much run support for Giovanni. I mean, it's been incredible. Gallardo has been shut out 3 times in his starts this year.
Has suffered 2 1-0 losses as Matt Gamble takes a strike.
Back-to-back shutouts. I mean, the last 2 starts for Giovanni Gallardo, the Brewers have not scored a run. Not including today.
Gamble down 0-2. And a curveball strike on the outside corner, and Kershaw is getting locked and loaded here in this 5th inning. That's his 3rd strikeout.
Well, Juice's Ghost Town in Grafton is today's Tavern of the Game winner if they call the Brewers by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. 902-4572 the phone number. Juice's Ghost Town gets 40 tickets to a Brewers home game this year. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Top of the order here is Kendall.
Wonder if my good friend Keith Reed from the Miller Brewing Company is over at Juice's. Throwing back a couple.
Wherever he is, you know he's watching.
I know he's watching. He's been texting me all night, all day. Been tweeting me.
Is that right?
Big tweeter, Keith Reed.
He is a big tweeter, no question.
Speaking of tweet.
Mm-hmm. Now you're beaking me, Rock. He's got to be slightly uncomfortable in that suit. There's ball 4. So after a strikeout to Gamble, Kershaw walks Kendall on 4 straight. Chris Smith loosening. He'll have the 6th. Brewers need something here. Just get something going. Give this crowd a chance to get back in it.
It's awfully tough when there's not a whole lot of action on the bases. Guys just aren't getting hits, nothing going on. And when you have a good pitching performance like the one Kershaw has been able to put together so far, it really makes you look flat. But it's not that you're flat, you're just not able to get anything going. A good pitching performance can make any team look flat.
Yep, that's the truth. Kershaw has been on his game. He had a rough start. The Brewers had him on the ropes in the 1st inning, but not much since. Cubs lead the Cardinals 7-3 in the 8th inning. The Mets are winning big against Cincinnati today, 9-3 New York. Changeup from Kershaw. So not only does Kershaw bring the big fastball, but he's got an excellent curve. His changeup is now well spotted. Tough to handle.
Yeah. Just a matter of this guy throwing a lot of strikes. It's the only thing holding him back, if anything is, at this point. 4 walks and 1 hit. 5 base runners so far in 5 innings.
Kershaw has Hart down, a ball and 2 strikes. Kendall over at first. 2 outs in the 5th inning, and Hart stays alive. Earlier this year, Kershaw struck out 13 Giants back on April 15th. And he became the youngest pitcher in Dodger history to strike out 13 or more in a game. And the first to strike out 13 since Sandy Koufax struck out 14 way back in '55. So all those comparisons about the Dodger greats have certainly been earned by Kershaw at such a young age. He's only 21.
But you just hate to hear those types of comparisons. That's like trying to compare somebody to Robin Yount.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't live up to that. I mean, the guy might be able to put together some starts or maybe a couple of years, but to be able to do what those guys have done, Hall of Famers year after year after year, it's just not fair to compare him to those guys.
You know what was amazing about Koufax's career? It was a 12-year career, but his first 6 years were hardly Hall of Fame worthy. But his last 6 will never be matched. And that was good enough to get him into the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Hart swings and misses. Down he goes. Strikeout number 4 for Clayton Kershaw. And we head to the 6th. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is presented by the Wisconsin Lottery and its family of instant scratch games. Odds are you'll like them. By Airtran. Go. There's nothing stopping you. And by Aflac. We've got you under our wing. Well, a great circus parade downtown Milwaukee. Big crowd out there today. And a big crowd here at Miller Park. They have not had much to cheer about thus far. sellout crowd at the ballpark today. It's going to be 3 consecutive sellouts for this series against the Dodgers. 5-0 Los Angeles as we move to the 6th inning. Chris Smith is on to pitch. Gallardo is out after 5 innings, allowing 5 earned runs, and Hudson greets him with a long ball to right, and that is a home run. 6-0 LA. First pitch from Smith ends up in the seats.
No doubter for Orlando Hudson. Smith has been throwing the baseball pretty well. He really has. He last pitched on Friday against these Dodgers, 2/3 of an inning of one-hit baseball, a fastball down, and Hudson able to wrap it around that foul pole and right, out by plenty.
Home run number 6 for Hudson. Dodgers keep the pressure on. Now Osmus into deep right field. Hart with room. He's got it for the out. This is some kind of ball club, the Los Angeles Dodgers. They have beaten the Brewers at their game in this series. Los Angeles had 5 homers in the game back on Friday night. 9 home runs thus far in this series. And you know when you're getting home runs from guys like Brad Osmus and Orlando Hudson, you've found the home run stroke. 2 guys you don't normally associate with the long ball. The Dodgers had 2 homers yesterday for Call and Ethier, and 2 more today. Off the end of the bat, right to Counsell. Kershaw retired. 2 outs in the inning for Chris Smith.
And 9 home runs by 8 different players. That's pretty well spread out. The only guy with more than one is Andre Ethier. Hit a home run Friday and Saturday.
Dodgers are 23 games over 500 to start the day. And they will hit the All-Star break with at least a 6-game lead in the West if they hang on to win today. Could be 7. Dodgers are ahead of the Giants in the National League West. Giants will host the Padres a little later today. Don Mattingly has liked what he's seen from his young hitters.
I can sit there and say it's the easiest job in the world. Don Mattingly having an offense like the Dodgers. Lead in batting average. They're 3rd in runs. On base percentage is very good, the best in the National League. They walk a lot, but you got to figure he has something to do with it. That's the kind of game that he played when he was in the big leagues. Swung at strike. Doesn't hurt to have a guy like that around either. Young hitters can learn from Manny.
Out to Counsell. And the side retired. So after the home run, Chris Smith retires 3 up, 3 down, but the Dodgers lead by 6. managers to come around. Back with the New York Mets, 1977. The last player manager was Pete Rose, who did that in 1985 with Cincinnati.
Yep, Frank Robinson did that with the Indians.
Don't see player managers much anymore. Ryan Braun swings at the first pitch and an easy out. Boy, Braun's had a really tough series against the Dodgers. 0 for 3 today.
Really hasn't been able to square up on much in this series, and very uncharacteristically attacking early in the count. Ordinarily, when you see Braun swing at the first pitch, he's going to hit a rope somewhere, but it hasn't been the case last 3 days. Remember Tinkers to Evers to Chance?
Yeah, absolutely.
Frank Chance was a player manager with the Cubs back in those days.
Yeah, the Cubs. Back in the turn of the century into the teens and the 20s, there were a lot of player managers. Nap Lajoie. They even named the team after Napoleon Lajoie. They called him the Cleveland Naps because of their player manager.
That's respect.
Fielder takes a strike.
They say Tinker and Evers didn't like each other. You'd never know it.
Well, how could they with Chance in between them all the time?
No chance.
No chance they could like each other. Three and one to Prince. Takes one off the plate, and Fielder on for the second time against Kershaw. Second walk for Fielder. Well, baseball's biggest stars, they go head to head. They're all set to go. Fox brings you the 2009 Major League All-Star Game. President Obama will throw out the first pitch during the Pepsi All-Star pregame show. Coverage begins Tuesday live from St. Louis, 7 Central, only on Fox. Home Run Derby tomorrow. All-Star Game Tuesday. And the Brewers back in action Thursday in Cincinnati.
I tell you, this would be a very interesting situation had Corey Hart not hit that double in the first inning. I mean, Kershaw right now has no hitter stuff.
Yeah.
But fortunately for the Brewers, they got their hit second batter of the game. That's been it. 5 walks and 1 base hit for the Brewers today.
Well, you always like to witness history from Joe Torre's perspective, but I'm thinking Joe Torre's not too disappointed that that hit occurred himself, because Kershaw is, around 100 pitches. That was his 99th pitch.
And that's certainly an arm you want to protect.
First no-hitter of the season came 2 days ago. Jonathan Sanchez of the Giants on a no-hitter against the Padres. Hiroki Kuroda begins to get loose for the Dodgers. Little flare into center. Kemp's got it and fires one to first, and it's a double play. Boy, it's been that kind of day for the Brewers. Fielder doubled up. The inning is over, and we head to the 7th inning, 6-0 Los Angeles. Toyota, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Brewers and the Tundra Territory at Miller Park.
Let's check out our Miller Lite What's on Tap. Big day on Tuesday, the All-Star game in St. Louis, only on Fox. The Brewers start a 7-game road trip in Cincinnati Thursday and Friday on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Join us for Brewers Live starting at 5:30 both days. Well, it's going to be Mark DeFelice here in the top of the 7th inning. 35th appearance for DeFelice, a 4-1 record. ERA at 1.89. Outstanding work by Defer. Getting a chance to face a left-hander here in this at-bat.
Andre Ethier leads off. Ethier, Manny Ramirez, and Casey Blake due up for the Dodgers. 6-0 LA. And you could see Ken Maka taking this one all the way to the finish line with his bullpen getting 1 inning apiece with 3 days off coming up. Manny is next. 2 hits today and a walk. Has not been retired. And has scored twice. Yeah, good pitch. Ethier chased that cut fastball. And a strikeout. Let's check in with Telly Hughes.
Hey guys, I'm out here at the Harley Davidson deck, just checking out the views, hanging out with Michael. A really great place to watch a game. And I know how you guys always get a little jealous of me being out in the crowd and being able to do things. You guys are stuck in the booth. But the great thing is you guys will get an opportunity to call a game out here during the next homestand. So I'm pretty sure you guys should really look forward to that because this is a great view to watch the game, guys.
I like that Harley Davidson deck. We're going to be out there first game of the Washington National Series. Rock, we're going to make a cameo. We're going to do the broadcast from the HD deck.
Well, sounds like fun. We used to do games some Fridays out there. Old County Stadium, they had a section out there in right field in the bleachers. Did a couple of games out there. It's nice, though, that we have the roof and we have the panels we can close up, because every time we did that game out in right field at County Stadium, it was like 35 degrees out.
Is that right?
How about mixing in a day game or maybe sometime in the middle of the summer where it's nice? I remember freezing out there. Not that anybody cares.
Oh, I do. You're going to do the game from that Harley on top. There's 3 of them, so you can have one.
You can sit on it?
Yep. Can't take it home with you, but you can sit on it and do the game from it. They're going to put a telestrator. They're going to mount one right on that.
Okay.
That Harley.
It's not too high, is it?
There is some height up there that you'll have to deal with.
Then I'm out.
Ramirez lines one down the left field line, a fair ball. And Manny has a 3-hit game today and his second double. Three for 3 with a walk for Manny Ramirez.
Time you make a mistake to that guy, it's going to cost you. Put the barrel in that cutter that stayed middle part of the plate. Leeds has had some success against him, but you can't miss like that and get away with it with Manny Ramirez. You're lucky to get it back. A lot of times he hits that ball out of the ballpark.
And able to keep it fair. That is something Manny does as well as anyone. He and Pujols get their hands through. Not much hook on that line drive. There's a lot of guys that'll just hook over that pitch and it'll end up in the seats for a foul ball.
Well, he stays inside the baseball so well because he's always thinking right center. And you talk to Dale Swaim, who was with Manny when they were together with the Red Sox. Here's a guy that concentrates on hitting the top inside part of the baseball, always thinking to hit everything to right field, right center. And if you notice, most of his foul balls go over the Brewer dugout. The foul balls are off to the right side, never way out in front of a pitch. That's why he's able to keep that ball fair, because he's thinking that way. He's not thinking about pulling.
Casey Blake with one away. And DeFelice ahead of him, a ball and 2 strikes. That's one thing about these Dodger hitters, you know, and you talk about these young guys who have all kind of surfaced at the big leagues having success. Guys like Kemp and Loney and Andre Ethier, but not a better guy to pattern an offensive approach than Manny Ramirez, and they get to see him every day. And as much trouble as Manny caused in Boston that final year, really putting the Red Sox in a bad spot to ultimately make a trade, and Manny did it for purely contractual purposes, regardless of what he says. He has been a delight in Los Angeles.
Not so far anyway. You never know what could turn the tables, but you know, you talk about Manny Ramirez and being such a good role model for young players when he's up there at the plate. If you're Don Mattingly, you got a struggling hitter, all he has to do is say, hey, watch this at bat. Watch what Manny does. Go talk to Manny. It makes your job a lot easier.
I mean, it's no new thing that the key to being successful at the plate is to have an opposite field approach. You know, think about inside out and then trust that you can turn on an inside pitch. Everybody does that, but those who execute it are the ones who have success, as Blake strikes out.
Well, you can have that approach, you can think about that, but there aren't too many guys with the abilities of Manny Ramirez. It's like Ted Williams couldn't understand why guys couldn't do what he did.
Well, we're going to send the Brewers live crew on the road coming up July 17th through the 19th. Craig and Davey and Telly will take you out to the Wisconsin Dells. It all starts Friday, 5:30, only on Fox Sports Wisconsin, July 17th. You can find out more by going on to the web at wisdells.com. Brewers are going to intentionally walk James Loney with a base open at first. Loney's had a good day today, 2 hits and 2 RBIs. DeFelice struggles against left-handers primarily because his best pitch, his cut fastball, is not necessarily an out pitch against most lefties. Been working on a changeup all year. He really worked on it a great deal this spring, but it's tough to work on stuff in the middle of a season, especially when you're only getting 1 inning at a time.
Now, 2 great Milwaukee traditions are teaming up again for a 4-for-24 doubleheader this summer. For only $24, get 2 Terrace Reserve Brewers tickets and one of 5 select Fair Friday games and 2 State Fair admission tickets. For packages, call 414-902-4000 or go to brewers.com/State Fair.
Matt Kemp with 2 outs. DeFelice a chance to strike out the side here and strand a couple of base runners. Oh, a shot into that Brewers dugout. 0-2 to Matt Kemp. This guy's some kind of player. He's going to be a star in this league for a while. Young center fielder, hits with power, has speed, and he's been hitting for average this year. Kemp batting .321 on the season. Still talking about that catch he made in the opener on Friday that ended the game. Over the shoulder catch against Jason Kendall.
It looked like a wide receiver catching a long pass down the middle. I mean, completely with his back to home plate, running hard. Over the shoulder catch, a beauty.
Kemp comes in 7th in the league in batting. 2 Dodgers in the top 10 in batting. Juan Pierre is 6th and Matt Kemp is 7th. Kemp hitting down in the order. Pierre now a 4th outfielder with the return of Manny Ramirez. DeFelice strikes him out. He strikes out the side and strands 2 Dodgers. 6-0 Los Angeles. as we turn it over to Rob Edwards and our rendition of God Bless America.
Hello, Michael. How's that? Is that an answer? You're the best, Dino. Just keep talking, baby. Keep us going. I've done that a lot this week.
That's better than the batting stance guy, I'll tell you that.
Right here.
First, the Dodgers get a couple of runs. James Loney to single to center. Some sloppy play in the outfield in the first inning leads to a couple of runs. Then Brad Ausmus, his first home run of the year in the fourth. It was 3-0. And then Hudson, a solo shot in the sixth. The Dodgers lead it 6-0 in this game. The Brewers have mustered just one hit so far. Davey and Craig back on board. We're getting ready for Brewers Live postgame. Want to have a lot more to talk about than we do right now, but Davey, just one hit, and Giovanni Gallardo, third straight game. The Brewers have not scored any runs for him.
Boy, he has pitched well and has not got any run support whatsoever. And the thing about it is tough to pitch that way. I mean, you know what? You can't give anything up. So it has been very, very difficult.
Well, maybe this is a start. Mike Cameron leads off with a base hit, a double in the seventh inning, and maybe that'll lead to a good post-game report as well, Brian.
All right, thanks, Craig. I don't know, maybe Craig and Davey should keep going here, Rock. They're getting a hit right away.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, second batter of the ball game, and Mike Cameron picking on the first pitch and ripping it down the line. Looks like that's going to be it for Kershaw, whose pitch count is at 103.
Now Torre is going to take Manny Ramirez out of the game. Juan Pierre will come on to play left field on the double switch. So Manny's All-Star break begins a little early. And Kershaw is finally out. 2-hit shutout through 6+. We'll take a timeout and set up the new hurler. Out one. Is not going to bother him at all, although there have been some players in the past, guys like Bobby Abreu.
Yeah.
David Ortiz even struggled after his entry into the home run derby. No, Clayton Kershaw, 6 innings, only 2 hits against the Milwaukee Brewers, and he leaves with a 6-0 lead, trying to win his 7th game of the year. Hiroki Kuroda, who has been starting for the Dodgers all season, now coming out of the bullpen here to get some work prior to the All-Star break. And the double switch has Juan Pierre now in left field for Manny Ramirez. There's Manny in the stands. Looks a lot different when he's in the field. Kuroda last started on the 8th of July. Missed most of April and all of May.
Well, he's got a pitch that he likes to call the shoot-toe. It's kind of a reverse slider, maybe a screwball type pitch. Sinker, slider. He's working on a changeup. But he throws the shoot-toe.
Two balls, no strikes on Billy Hall. 2-0 pitch to Hall, and that one's well hit deep left field. Back is Pierre, and it's off the wall. Cameron is going to come around to score. Hall on his way to second with an RBI double. Narrowly missed a home run. And the Brewers are finally on the board as Bill Hall drives in the first run of the game for the Brew Crew.
Well, the scoreless streak for Kershaw over at 17. He came in 11 scoreless innings. You know, fastball, little slider, not sure what it was. And Billy waits back nicely on it, hook it in the left, nearly hit it out of here to the base of the wall, and Cameron able to score. First run for the Brewers here today.
So the book is closed on Clayton Kershaw. 6+ innings and 1 run. And now Craig Counsell takes a strike on the outside corner. Kuroda missing nearly 2 months with a strained oblique. Back into that Dodger rotation and trying to bridge the gap here. Remember, the Dodgers are without their closer, Jonathan Broxton, who injured his toe. It's the reason why Hoffman was added to the All-Star team. Broxton, named as an original All-Star, will not be able to participate. So the Brewers look to get something going here against a Dodger bullpen that has worked a ton.
Well, you could tell there was something going on with Broxton his last 2 outings, including the one on Friday. Not very good.
Counsell lines one to Loney right at him on a hop, and an easy out after that. Boy, that was a bullet from Counsell. Unfortunate. Counsell would have certainly driven in a run if that gets by him. Instead, Hall advances to third base and now 1 away.
Well, you would figure that anybody but Clayton Kershaw has to look pretty good at his Brewer offense. Completely shut down by the left-hander, and Kuroda coming in, and the Brewers have been getting some pretty good swings.
Jody Garrett will pinch hit with Hall at third base. And a fly ball into left. This will be deep enough to score Hall. And the Brewers put another run on the board. So it's 6-2 Dodgers. Hall scores on the sac fly by Jody Garrett. Only Garrett's second RBI as a Brewer. Two outs, nobody on. And back to the top of the order in Jason Kendall. Last year, Kuroda making 31 starts for the Dodgers at a 3.73 earned run average. He was 9-10 for Los Angeles. Big part of their starting rotation. Second season with the Dodgers. Little bouncer out to Furcal, who bobbles. There you go. Kendall is aboard. That's what you need right there.
Yeah, get something going, get some runs on the board, and stir it up a little bit. Rafael Furcal, very rare error. Brings Corey Hart to the plate. Hey, a long bong here, and you never know. Brewers within 2 runs. About as routine as it gets. A ground ball to Furcal, who lets it roll right up his glove. And Jason at first. E6.
Now 2 runs are in here in the 7th inning, and now the inning is extended. Second error by Furcal in this series, and the 40th by the Dodgers all season. Second fewest errors only to the Phillies. Best defensive team in the National League. See if Hart can cash it in here. Kuroda deals a strike. Ryan Braun is next. Hart trying to get him an at-bat in this inning. And he's quickly down 0-2. Corey Hart at the plate, presented by Wendy's. Until Cameron's double to start this inning, had the only hit against Clayton Kershaw. The 0-2, and Hart bounces one back to the mound. And just like that, the inning is over. The Brewers get a pair, however, and it's 6-2 Dodgers as we head to the 8th.
Could be there to watch. Enter at your local Piggly Wiggly by July 31st. Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig and save.
Roof is open on a sunny Sunday here in Milwaukee. The Brewers trail the Dodgers 6-2 as we head to the 8th. Mitch Stetter is on the pitch. Third reliever used by Ken Maka. Chris Smith went an inning, gave up a home run to Hudson. DeFelice scoreless inning with 3 strikeouts, and here's Stetter to work the 8th.
Well, Stetter struck out the only batter that he faced on Friday night in a very tough situation. Got yesterday off. 42nd appearance by Stetter so far this year. Tremendous work so far. He has been one of the big bright spots in the first half. Mitch Stetter.
Stetter went a long run earlier this year where he had 15 consecutive outs as strikeouts as Hudson turns on one and sends it out of here. A home run. Orlando Hudson with a 2-homer game. Seven to 2 Dodgers. Hudson in consecutive at-bats goes deep.
Well, first pitch off of Smith, second pitch off of Stetter. That one got a lot of the plate up in the strike zone. The one that Smith gave up was down in the zone. Well, Hudson homering from both sides of the plate here today. That doesn't happen all the time.
He did it as a left-handed hitter in the 6th inning. And as a right-hander, he goes deep against Stetter. 7 to 2 Dodgers. They just keep the pressure on the Brewers. How about the home runs hit by the Dodgers in this series? 10 of them.
Well, 3 home runs coming from the 7th and 8th hitters today.
Ausmus homered back in the 4th. Well, I guess he's taking his hitting shoes off, the metal spikes, putting his fielding shoes on, the plastic spikes. I hadn't seen that happen.
Well, you see that once in a while when the guy's playing on AstroTurf. You know, the old AstroTurf ballparks. The real AstroTurf, the carpet type material that they used to play on. You put the sneaker type shoes on it, the turf shoes. That's why they call them turf shoes. But when you use those, the turf shoes at the plate with the dirt, you don't get a real good footing in the batter's box. But I don't remember ever seeing anybody in this ballpark changing shoes to play defense. But apparently whatever he's doing, it's working.
Osmus walks. Change of shoes and a snack for Orlando Hudson, who homers from both sides of the plate.
Remember Ken Herbeck, when he was playing with the Twins, actually wore tennis shoes during the game.
Defensively?
Everywhere.
Oh, he hit with his tennis shoes.
Yeah. They didn't have the technology for the turf shoe type thing that they do now.
Here's Juan Pierre batting for the first time.
I would imagine they'd be a lot more comfortable, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You know, sneakers, nice running shoes. I'm not talking about, you know, the Chuck Taylors that they wear, the high top Converse.
Take it easy on the toes.
More like the running shoes.
McGee steps on the bag. The throw not in time to get the speedy Pierre. Good try by McGee. Brewers do get the lead out at second base. Pierre just too much speed. Flying down the line.
Yeah, only chance was do it by yourself, but as you mentioned, Juan Pierre, still a big-time base stealer. You got to wonder how long Juan Pierre is going to be a Dodger. I mean, that's just too good of a player to be sitting on the bench.
Well, the Dodgers, you think, will be fairly aggressive to pick up some pitching, especially now that Broxton is injured with that toe injury. Broxton is not thought to be serious, but the Dodgers have been talked about in pursuit of a Roy Halladay, perhaps, and they have great pitching already, but you take all you can, and they have a piece on their bench that a lot of teams would like in Juan Pierre. A lot of teams are looking for a leadoff hitter. How aggressive will the Dodgers be on the trade front? Trade deadline is July 31st. Sometimes you see a lot of deals get formulated at the All-Star break. You know, the general managers convene, but we'll see what comes out of it.
Yeah, funny thing about Pierre, Joe Torre would love to have him leading off for the Dodgers, but there's no place for him to play.
Yeah, where's he going to play? He played well while Manny Ramirez was suspended.
Well, Rafael Furcal, he's got the speed, he can run, but doesn't have near the on-base percentage of a Juan Pierre. Furcal sitting at a .330 on-base percentage. Juan Pierre, .390.
Into left field, Braun going back at the track, and he's got it for the out.
It seems like everything hitting the outfield. It doesn't sound all that good. I'm not sure why that is, but everything's carrying very well. That ball sounded like it was down on a trademark. Didn't hit it all that great. Almost got out of here.
Now these Dodger hitters licking their chops to play at Miller Park after a road trip through San Diego, a great pitcher's park, and Citi Field in New York against the Mets, a pitcher's park. 10 home runs in the series. 3 today, 2 yesterday, 5 on Friday night. Little bouncer out to Counsell, and that is the inning. So Stetter gives up a run. Dodgers lead 7-2. 6 outs to work with for the Brew Crew. Former Gold Glove Award winner has done it with his glove and his bat. Our Home Depot doing more on defense. He's had 2 nice plays over the shoulder in this game, and he's also homered twice from each side of the plate. Orlando Hudson doing more on defense. 7-2, the Dodgers lead the Brewers. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. And the Brewers down 5 runs. Got them right where they want them, Rock, just like in Cleveland. See if they can mount a late rally.
It's not clouding up, is it?
It is clouding up.
Come on. It's the All-Star break coming up.
It's not going to be cloudy for the All-Star break.
Can't rain, can it?
Well, I thought you were talking more that the clouds actually make it easier to see the baseball.
No, I wasn't thinking about that.
The climate is right for a comeback.
That's right.
That's where I thought you were headed. I didn't know you were already in the boat.
No, not yet. Not yet, not quite.
Thought there was some kind of fish reference or something coming. The cloudy skies. Braun rolls one out to short for call. Takes care of him for the out. And Braun is going to end this first half limping a little bit. That is an 0 for 4 day for Ryan Braun today. 3 for 24 on the homestand. Prince Fielder has walked twice. So even when he's not getting his hits, still getting on base. Well, it looks like Joe Torre is content to give Kuroda a finishing nod here. Maybe he can pitch the final 3 innings. Kuroda, normally a starter, is easily stretched out to give you that kind of work out of the bullpen and call it a tune-up for the second half primarily.
Why not? You know, everybody's bullpen has been working quite a bit. Any time you can give an extra day to your guys out in the pen, why not? Do it. Got a 5-run lead. And Kuroda certainly has the capability of eating up 3 innings.
Well, if he does go 3 innings, he will earn a save if the Dodgers go on to win. If you're the Brewers, you'd like to do some damage against Kuroda and force Torre to get into his bullpen. A bullpen that is without a closer today. Fielder walks for the 3rd time.
No giving up at bats for Prince. Very rarely do you ever see Prince at less than 100% concentration. 3 walks today.
Menards game reset. Clayton Kershaw 6 innings, only 2 hits allowed and 1 run. Striking out 4. Kershaw walked 5 in this game. Gallardo was chased early, 5 runs in 5 innings. Hudson is homered from both sides of the plate. And Bill Hall responsible for one of the Brewers' runs, an RBI double. Jody Garrett has the other, an RBI sac fly. Casey McGee goes down the line. Over to cut it off Pierre. Fielder on his way to 3rd as Casey McGee doubles down the line and gives the Brewers a little light here in the 8th inning.
Well, maybe the cloud cover has improved things for the Brewers offensively. As we speak, the sun's starting to pop out again. Well, picking on the first pitch. Well, Ryan Braun grounded out on the first pitch. Casey McGee gets a pitch up in the zone and rips it down the line and left. Now somebody hit one out of here.
And with that double, the Dodger bullpen shows some activity. Ramon Troncoso and James McDonald. If you're the Brewers hitters right now, that's all you're asking. You're asking to get into that bullpen and take your chances. Here's Mike Cameron, 7-2. The Dodgers lead it, 1 out, runners at 2nd and 3rd. And here comes Joe Torre. So Torre's going to make a call to the bullpen. Kuroda is out. We'll take a timeout. Stay with us. Milwaukee, one of my favorites. Tickets for the event, $150 per person. That includes a 4-course meal with hors d'oeuvres and the opportunity to mingle with the Brewers alumni and pose for photographs and a gift bag with an autographed item. Proceeds from the dinner will benefit the James Beckham Stapleton Little League. For more information or to order tickets, visit brewers.com/community or call 414-902-4533. James McDonald on to pitch for the Dodgers. The Brewers with 2 on and 1 out here in the 8th.
Second appearance for McDonald in the series. And pretty much a straight fastball, low to mid-90s with a fastball and a very good changeup. 28 innings, 18 strikeouts, but 19 walks, so be patient up there at the plate.
Mike Cameron steps in. He doubled his last time up. Cameron with 14 home runs on the season. Last homered in Chicago on the 4th of July. Second and third, a base hit will score a pair and bring the Brewers within 3 as Cameron swings at the first pitch. Cameron had a 6-game hit streak going until an 0-for-2 last night. Three hits in this series, make it 4 now with a double. It's a big spot for the Brewers if they are going to mount a comeback today. Cameron into right field. Back is Ethier. Did he get enough? Ethier at the wall, and he's got it for the out. Fielder will tag and score. McGee tags as well. Almost a 3-run homer.
I thought he got it. I really did, the way the ball's been carrying today. Taking Ethier all the way back to the wall, and Cameron missing a 3-run home run by a couple of feet. That would have been nice. That would have made things interesting here at the old ballpark.
Well, Fielder scores. Cameron with his first RBI of the game on the sac fly. 2 outs. McGee over at third base, and here is Bill Hall. Hall doubled in a run in the 7th. Oh, and 2 the count to Billy.
And Billy had a good pitch to hit right there. Fastball that was in on his hands and a little bit late. And Billy's still tinkering around with that batting stroke. It'd be nice to get Billy Hall hot in the second half. Get him some playing time and be productive. Hey, you know, Ken Maka would love to be able to put him out there at least against lefties.
Ausmus and McDonald not connecting on the decision. Ausmus wanted the fastball. McDonald shook that off and then shook off a changeup.
Not good to shake off Ausmus. Been around a long time. Young pitcher with a guy like that behind home plate, just throw what he wants.
The 0-2 to Hall. Bounces away from Ausmus. Here comes McGee, and he's going to score. So the Brewers swipe a run right here. A wild pitch. And it's 7-4 Dodgers.
And good instincts by Casey McGee. 0-2 count with 2 outs. Ausmus gets a piece of it, but not sure where it goes. He kind of didn't really soften his body too much. Bounces away, and Casey McGee able to score easily.
Well, that is a gift from the Dodgers. Now see if Hall can work his way on base. McDonald back in the windup. And the 1-2, and it just misses. Changeup. 2-2 the count. Counsell would be next. Brewers have pulled within 3. Got 2 in the 7th and 2 more here in the 8th. 3-2 to Hall. Well, you got to figure he'll challenge Hall here with a 3-run lead and nobody on. Billy fights it off, fouls it away. There's the Dodger closer, Jonathan Broxton. Unavailable to Joe Torre today and out of the All-Star game.
I wonder if Joe Torre rethinking his decision to take Manny Ramirez out of the ballgame.
Hall fouls another one off.
His spot is due to lead off, top of the 9th. That'd be a nice snatch and back victory today here at the ballpark.
Dodgers led 6-0 at one point. Hall hanging tough. It was 6-0 after 6 innings. The Brewers scored 2 in the 7th to make it 6-2. The Dodgers added 1 in the 8th to make it 7-2. And now 2 here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, those solo home runs by Orlando Hudson coming up big.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And Hall fouls another one away. Good at bat by Billy Hall. He is hanging tough.
And one of those do not pass go at bats. The fastball coming. Billy knows it's coming. And getting a piece of it, you know, even on pitches that aren't strikes.
The 9th pitch of the at-bat coming against Hall. 2 outs, nobody on. Brewers down 3, and Hall chased one. Chased ball 4, and he knows it. McDonald strikes him out. The inning is over, but the Brewers get a pair and get it to striking distance. And 63% of you say no, it should not. Thanks for playing along with us this week. We'll have another one beginning Thursday in Cincinnati. U.S. Cellular text to vote poll question. New pitcher for the Brewers here as we head to the 9th. 7-4, Dodgers lead by 3, and it's going to be Seth McClung. He will face Mark Loretta to lead off instead of Manny Ramirez, who was taken out of this game.
Got 2 shutout innings last night by Seth against these Dodgers. Gave up only 2 hits, struck out a batter. Has not allowed a run since returning to the bullpen after making a couple of starts.
Gallardo started, went 5, gave up 5 runs. Chris Smith, Mark DeFelice, Mitch Stetter, and now Seth McClung, all out of the bullpen. Smith and Stetter giving up solo home runs to Orlando Hudson. And those home runs are standing up tall right now for the Dodgers. Loretta had the big hit here on Friday night when he singled off Trevor Hoffman to tie the game in the 9th inning. And the Dodgers would end up winning that game 12-8. Cubs beat the Cardinals earlier today in the first game of a doubleheader. They play a day-night doubleheader today at Wrigley. Three teams with 42 losses right now in the National League Central as we speak. Cardinals, the Brewers, and the Cubs. Loretta gets jammed. And easy play for McGee for out number 1.
That's the best place to pitch Mark Loretta. Always looking to go to the opposite field. You can jam him with good fastballs in on him. Loves the ball away, particularly off speed pitches. A little bit out in front. Fastball down in the zone.
Here's Casey Blake. Blake has an RBI today. 0 for 3 with a walk. Drove in a run with a ground out back in the 5th inning and now has 55 RBIs for the Dodgers. On the corner, 2-1. Well, Ken Maka has seen a lot in this first half. In his first year as the Brewer skipper, been a roller coaster ride for sure. Brewers got great pitching in the month of May, and we're 8 games over 500 in the month of May. No matter what happens today, the Brewers right in the thick of it for the National League Central. Cardinals have been hot. They've cooled off a little bit as they've gone to Chicago.
You just got to keep your head above water. Hope you get hot mid part of August and get hot in September. That's who's going to win this division.
Well, in the Central Division, currently, after the Cubs beat the Cardinals in the first game of that doubleheader, 3 teams with 42 losses. The Cardinals have played 3 more games than the Brewers have. Cubs have some makeup games coming up.
That's the tightest division in baseball from top to bottom.
Astros leapfrogged the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds lost Jay Bruce last night. He broke his wrist. He's going to be down for a while.
Man, that's a big loss.
He broke his right wrist last night diving for a ball in right field. And you know, as a hitter, Rock, those injuries, even when they heal, they can have a lasting effect on a hitter.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing worse than a wrist injury in baseball. I mean, nothing. For a pitcher, for an infielder, hitter, doesn't matter. That's an important part of what you do every day.
Now McClung loses Casey Blake. 1-out walk given up by Seth.
He's probably the best all-around player. Jay Bruce for the Cincinnati Reds. So he's going to be gone for a long time. And you know, they've already had Joey Votto on the disabled list.
Brewers will start a series with the Reds on Thursday. 4 games in Cincinnati. And then 3 in Pittsburgh. James Loney with 1 away, and McClung in there with a strike. Dodgers have the best record in baseball. The Boston Red Sox, the second best record in the American League East. Red Sox are 19 over 500. And they have a 2-game lead on the Yankees. Yankees lead the wild card in the American League as Loney pops it up. Braun looking up into the sun, makes a play for the out. 2 outs. As soon as you turn past the All-Star break, you start looking at those wild card standings. All-Star game will be Tuesday in St. Louis, and then the series against the Reds beginning on the 16th of July. The next home game for the Brew Crew will be the 24th against the Atlanta Braves.
Well, the only 2 teams that the Brewers haven't played in the big leagues, Washington and San Diego, they're coming up.
Yeah, Brewers will have a 4-game series against the Nationals on the next homestand, and then 4 in Washington in August.
So as tough as the schedule was in this stretch of home games, 15 out of 19, some pretty good teams that the Brewers have had to deal with. The schedule, it may very well soften up in the month as we go on and into August.
And you won't hear the players talk about it. Well, Kendall's got Blake now to run down. Fielder fires it to McGee. McGee running him back. Now Prince over to Counsell, and they finally get the out, and that's the inning. Well, see if the Brewers have a late rally, some ninth-inning magic here at Miller Park. They are down 7-4, down 3 with the Dodgers without their closer, Jonathan Broxton. So Troncoso will come on to pitch for Los Angeles. Ramon Troncoso pitched earlier in the series on Friday and went 2/3 of an inning, did not allow a run. He will face Craig Counsell. And then the pitcher spot due up. Frank Catalanato looks like he's set to pinch hit. And then you get back to the top of the order. 3 to tie, 4 to win it. In front of a sellout crowd at Miller Park. Over 42,000 on hand here today. Counsell is 0 for 2. Had a walk back in the second. Brewers scoring 2 runs in each of the last 2 innings to make a game of it. There's a strike from Troncoso. He showed an outstanding sinker on Friday night. Got some big outs in that game. The Brewers losing to the Dodgers on Friday.
Yeah, not a big strikeout guy, but as you mentioned, he doesn't give up too many home runs. 2 home runs is all in 40 appearances. Got a 178 earned run average, and boy, a sinker baller, the way that guy gets ground balls at Dodger Stadium. I mean, that's a recipe for success, as you like to say.
Well, he's come back against Council. 2-2 the count, and down he goes. That's what we're talking about. It just falls off the table. A fastball that drops quickly.
He throws it pretty good. That was 93 miles an hour with some good movement going down and away. Middle in, and Craig not able to get a piece of it.
Troncoso has 4 saves this year for the Dodgers. And Frank Catalanato will get an at-bat here off the bench. Oh, and 2. Dodgers are well armed. This is as balanced of a team as we've seen all year. Their pitching staff, their bullpen, great starting rotation. They've got a manager who's headed for the Hall of Fame and has been to the finish line in the past.
Over and over again.
No home runs today for the Brewers. I'd like to update that Powerball home run count before this inning is over. Sitting on 100 in the first half. Torrey took this Dodger club to the postseason last year. He was with the Yankees from '96 to 2007. They were in the postseason every year. 10 division titles, 4 World Series championships. But it's been almost a decade since his last. Catalanato lays off.
Yeah, barely.
Brewers need 2 base runners. And if you get 2 on at this point, you're going to have some home run hitters coming up. Just missed. Whoa, close pitch.
Yeah, Troncoso thought he had the inside corner. Tough one to take with 2 strikes.
Rally caps are on. See what Catalanato gets here, 3-2. Troncoso with 13 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings. As far as earned runs goes, he's given up 4 unearned runs, but 0 earned runs during that stretch. Little bouncer coming in is for call. He's got a big hop. The throw is late, and Catalanato beats it out.
Well, 1 more base runners. Then you get the power hitters to come up. Hey, you get Jason on, then you get Corey Hart, Ryan Braun, and Prince Fielder. That's all you want. You put yourself in a position late to win the ball game. A high chopper off the end of the bat, and for call coming in, even with his good arm, not able to get Catalanato, who gets down the line pretty well. Didn't get much on the throw.
So Kendall, a key hitter here. Brewers down 3, trying to get the tying run to the plate. And a strike on the outside corner. Troncoso, one of these pitchers who has actually been better away from Dodger Stadium, which you don't see very often. His road ERA is 0.31. He's given up just 1 earned run in 18 games on the road this season. Kendall with a base hit, and here we go. Game on for the Brewers. Back-to-back singles. And here comes the tying run in Corey Hart.
And these are the guys that you want to have up late in the ball game. Boy, good at bat by Jason, able to get one of those sinkers up in his zone and bang it into left field. Actually, not that much up in the zone. He went down and got that sinker, ripped it into left field. So yes, indeed, the tying run at the plate for the Brewers. Although a tough guy to elevate a baseball. And Troncoso with that sinker, tough to get it up in the air. But he makes a mistake. These are the guys that you want up.
So Corey Hart steps in with 9 homers on the season. 1 out. Hart's been bothered by a foot injury, just able to get back into the starting lineup today after he missed 4 straight. Troncoso this year has given up 2 home runs. Corey Hart, a good low ball hitter. On the corner, good pitch. It buries that sinker on the outer half.
That's a good pitch to take right there. That could very well end the game. That's a ground ball pitch.
Hard looking for a mistake. He doubled off Kershaw way back in the first. The Brewers have 6 hits now, but have the tying run to the plate. And that one's hit well down the left field line. Pierre runs it down. Boy, the Dodgers are glad they've got Pierre out there right now.
Well, they were playing deep. Now, you don't mind giving up 1 run, but you want to take away the extra base hits, the outfield deep out there, making that catch a bit easier for Pierre and left. Boy, good at bat by Corey. Got a breaking pitch, middle in. That was definitely a mistake. And Corey hit it hard.
Pierre came in on a double switch for Manny Ramirez for defensive purposes and easily runs that one down. So the Crew down to their last out, and their all-star left fielder is at the plate with a chance to tie it. One for 13 in the series. Braun is hitless today. He's 0 for 4. And doing all he can to give Prince Fielder a shot to win the game. Quickly 0-2.
He just boring that fastball, that sinker in on his hands.
Braun hit a game-tying home run against the Dodgers last year at Dodger Stadium. That was against Chan-Ho Park. To the count. Troncoso on to save it for the Dodgers. He's a strike away. Troncoso struck out Braun on Friday night with a fastball, a down and in sinker. Braun swung right over the top of it. And he pops him up. This should do it for call in the grass. Makes the call and the catch. And the Dodgers come into Miller Park and take 2 out of 3 from the Brewers. A 7-4 win. Troncoso with his 5th save. Orlando Hudson homers from both sides of the plate. And the Brewers hit the All-Star break 45 and 43. Brewers Live coming up right after this. Stay with us.